Hello, I'm here. The title says it all, guys. Woo! Just waiting for people to be here. Just doing a thing. So let's see. Gonna drink a bit of my drink. Well, oh, there's a person here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Well, he just... I guess I'll just talk about Ghostbur, you know what? Sure. So Ghostbur is like one of my favorite characters from the dsmp. I mean, think about it. Very... just making sure that Twitch isn't about to do something like end my stream very suddenly. That would be bad. But it's like I love pretty much everything about Ghostbur. Apparently one of my favorite kinds of characters is like character that acts really happy and stuff, but like either like just something about the character is very sad. Like for Ghostbur, that's like obviously he acts very happy like all the time, right? So like, but it's just like, for one thing he's a ghost, which means, you know, yeah. But it's like the thing is that like, I don't know if this is something that anybody will remember, but like back when he, like, first showed up, Ghostbur, like, actually said that he remembered, like, okay, so first off, bit of context, Ghostbur canonically cannot remember any bad memories. Like, at all. He can only remember good things. But you see, the thing is that, like, Ghostbur, back when he, like, first appeared, said that his death was, like, that he could remember it. He remembered what happened. He remembered Phil stabbing him to death, which is what happened and how Wilbur died. So, you know, that's something pretty sad. But, like, when Ghostbur does get upset and, like, he starts yelling and crying at people, he'll usually, like, forget about it, like, a few minutes later. He was there with Tommy in exile, meaning he probably saw some pretty horrible things, but probably just forgot about it because his brain obviously didn't see it as something happy. Which, you know, that's definitely, yeah. So, like, I think another thing about why I like Ghostbur so much is because, like, the thing about it is, like, I don't know how to, like, word this, but, like, just the general vibes he gives off are just great. I love them, and I miss him a whole lot, because Wilbur just, yep, let's just put him in, like, let's just make his life sad now, I guess. Pretty much is what he went and said. So, like, yeah. Let's see, trying to think of other things. Trying to think. Gonna get my fidget cube out. Let's see. But, like, yeah, I just really like Ghostbur. It's like, I guess something about him just reminds me of, like, it's sort of like when you get older and you, like, miss, like, back in the days when you were, like, really, like, innocent and stuff. Like, when just the world was seen as this great place and you were just, like, a happy little kid. Like, you know, that feeling that you get as you start growing up. I guess he, for some reason, just, like, I don't know why, but for me, he just sort of brings that feeling back for me. I don't know a better way to word it than that. So, like, yeah, just, like, so now I guess we're going to talk about Tommy's character from the dsmp, I guess. And it's like, I love his character so much, because I think, like, a lot of people, at least on Tumblr, have pointed out, like, that, while Tommy is seen as a pretty, like, you know, like, he's usually not someone you think of when you think of, like, I guess the best way I can describe it is like some of the art I've seen on Tumblr where, like, they draw in, like, the friend cardigan, like, made from friend's wool. Just him chilling with animals, like, you know, that stuff. Like, people who don't know about his character probably, like, I don't know how to word stuff, but, like, I just love his character a whole lot, and I think his character just deserves to have a happy ending after all of this. Because the dude's been through a lot. He's got trauma from what happened, like, pretty much everything. Let's be honest here. It's like, I can write it down in words, but I can't put it into words, you know? But I love Tommy's character a lot, and I think, you know, just he needs a happy ending. Needs to finally be free from all this and get a chance to, like, properly heal from what happened. Because he deserves it. Tubbo's character, pretty much the same, but, like, a few other points. Like, Tubbo's been through, like, a lot as well. Kid was like pretty much decorated a festival that turned out to be his own execution. He died by firework, and I think canonically has a scar on that side of his face from where the firework hit and killed him, if I'm remembering right. I think that's canon, that's not just a design thing that everybody does. Because I remember a stream where he talked with Rambo, well, Rambo's character, about it, and they brought that up. Like, I think the paraphrased quote is that, like, Rambo asked him, like, how he felt after that, and Tubbo said, a little bit burnt, but I'm good. And Rambo said, yeah, I just never wanted to bring it up. So, yeah. Now, Rambo's character is the fourth out of the 4 characters that I really like. Trying to think. So Rambo, well, his character in ways when I've oddly been able to relate to more than a whole lot of other characters I've ever really seen in, like, anything on the internet, on TV. And let me elaborate on that. If someone were to tell me I have anxiety of some kind, I would honestly, like, if I were diagnosed with it, I honestly wouldn't be shocked. Like, that's what we're talking about here. So his character being nervous, like, you know, especially, like, earlier on in the lore and all that, I get that, you know, I can relate to that. And other things, like, kind of sort of Rambo's memory problems, like, obviously not to the same extent, but it's like, the best way I can describe my memory is I can tell you something that happened 5 years ago, but I can't tell you what I did this morning, is the best way to describe my memory. So, and me, being someone who's kind of afraid of failure, afraid of not being good enough, and all that, is, something I usually get worried about regarding my memory is stuff along the lines of, wait, did I actually finish that assignment? Was that assignment due today? Were we supposed to do this part of the assignment, or was that the part that they said we couldn't do? Was I supposed to bring this to class? Was I supposed to bring that to class today? Stuff along those lines, you know? So, you know, Rainbow's character doing stuff like, did I actually do this? Did I not do this? Did I do it on purpose? Did I do it on accident? You know, stuff like that, I can, like, I relate to. And finally, this one's just kind of random, but I can connect to it in some way. So Rainbow, definitely earlier on in his lore, did this thing where, like, he would pick up, like, grass blocks like how an Enderman would do it, would walk around with it, place it down a little bit. Like, in real life, I do something similar to that. Like, I have a toy of mine that I'll, like, have downstairs with me, and every now and again, I will get up, take this toy, walk upstairs to my room, put it there, go back downstairs, and sit down for anywhere between, like, a couple of minutes and a little while later, and then I'll get up again, go upstairs, get the toy, bring it back downstairs with me, and just repeat throughout the day until I go to bed. I don't know why I do it, but, like, you know, Rainbow's character, like, picking up grass blocks and all that, I guess it just reminds me of that. I kind of get Enderman as well. I don't like people looking me in the eyes much either. It makes me nervous for some reason, so you know what? I get it. I get it, Enderman. I understand. I relate to that. The only thing I can't relate to with Enderman is the water. I actually like the water a whole lot. Let's see. You know what? Sure, this is just gonna be me giving my opinions of most of the characters. Like, this is at least the ones that I know about their lore. So next we're going on with Dream's character. The best way I can shortly summarize how I feel with him is like, you've managed to scare me. Like, actually make me feel dread, which is not something a lot of villainous characters in, like, fiction have been able to make me do. Which means he is kind of one of my favorite characters. However, I do not like anything he has done, and I would like to, like, throw him into the sun, basically. Okay? Like, I don't know how to explain it better than that. But, like, because as I just said, right? Like, there are not a lot of, like, sure, villains in fiction who have scared me. Sure, jump scares and all that, but, like, when I say scare me, I mean dread. Like, and there is not a whole lot of villains in, like, fiction and stuff that have managed to do that. Dream's character on the dsmp, he's managed to make me feel dread before. And it's like, it's you know, it's just, it's like he's a great villain, but, you know, he's still a villain. Like, I don't even think I need to go into, like, what happened with between his and Tommy's characters. Like, I don't even think I need to go into that. I feel like that one should just go without saying. That I would like him to get away from Tommy's character, please. That would be nice. Let the kid heal, please. It's like watching their characters interact is just, again, it brings up that dread, because it's like, oh, please don't let anything happen to Tommy, please. Kid's been through enough already. He doesn't need to go through any more. Like, just give him some peace, please. So, like, I'm not sure if, like, the one person I can see who is watching this stream is like someone who has watched this before, but, like, to give the example of the Prison Break stream. Well, streams, plural, because, like, a lot of people stream that. But, like, you see, there are some people on the internet who say that his character wasn't that bad, which, I heavily disagree with for several reasons, but we're not going to get into that. But, like, it's like, you see, another point I've seen is that Dream's character is not obsessed with Tommy's character, which, like, let me go ahead and tell you why that's not correct. Let me just, and I'm going to do this by giving an example. If I did not, like, they actually say that, like, Dream's character, like, just really does not like Tommy's character, like, at all, like, you know, that. But, like, if I did not like someone, and I'm just saying this right now, I would not want want to like just constantly want to revive that person. I'd actually want them to be very far away from me. I would not try to chase this person down or anything. I would actually want them as far away from me as possible. Now, that could just be me, but like, and like again, I'm going to use the prison break as like an example, not just of like how dreams made me feel dread during the lore, but also just like, you know, the point I'm trying to make right now. So, let me paint a picture for you. Dream goes to Techno's cabin in the Arctic, is forced to give up his stuff, and is then sent out into the wilderness, completely free. Like, he should realistically not be a threat, right? Well, he goes to meet Puns, who then gives him gear and armor, right? Now, given what Quackity has done to him by this point, which we'll get into later when I talk about Quackity's character, you'd think that, like, Quackity would at least like go and threaten Quackity, right? Or Sam at least. You know, someone who, you know, did like, you know, hurt him for the past several months, almost a year, pretty much. No, you want to know what Dream did? He went and chased Tommy down. Like, met Tommy at Logstonshire, pretty much just like, you know, just terrified this kid for like of several minutes, and then chased him through the wilderness until Tommy got to Phil's house, and then Phil just protected him after that. That's... Are you seeing my point here? The point I'm trying to make. Like, just... explain. I still don't know why people are trying to say that, like, he's not completely a villain at this point. This dude has, like, blown up a country. Just the entirety of the Exile arc, let's just the entirety of that. Like, we're not even going to go into detail, we're just going to label the entirety of that. We're just going to put that as its own category here. Blew up a country, the entire Exile arc, killed a teenager in prison with a potato, then revived him to prove that he could to this kid. Kidnapped 2 guys and then constantly murdered them and brought them back to test the powers of the Revive book. The list could keep going. Explain to me how this guy is not a villain. I have seen some takes on Tumblr. Explain. I would like an actual explanation as to how. And just like at that point, I don't care what his motivations were, like what he was trying to do with that, like what justification do you have for, like, any of that, sir? Excuse me? I could go on an entire rant about this, but I'm not. So anyway, again, TLDR for that. Great villain, has actually managed to scare me and make me feel dread. However, he's still a villain, and I still want him to get as far away from Tommy's character as possible. Please and thank you. Moving on, you know, we're actually gonna go on with Quackity's character next, because, like, so it's like, Quackity's, like, in a very odd tier that's both right below the favorites, but it's also, like, he's done some stuff that, like, should technically put him, like, way lower down on the scale. We're just gonna put it like that. It's like, Quackity's character is another one that's also been through a lot of stuff, but he's also, you know, made a lot of, how shall I say this, questionable decisions? I'm sure that questionable is probably not the correct word, but it's the word we're using for this. Questionable, which is probably an understatement. It's like, I understand it if you don't like his character, given the fact that he did literally torture a guy for several months. You know what? Understandable. You don't like him, I get it. But it's like, all I'm saying is that if there's Quackity lore, then I'm gonna be interested. And, like, I like his dynamic with other characters. And I'd also like for him to also, you know, kind of sort of not die. Because, like, yeah. Like, you know, face some consequences for his actions, yeah, but, like, you know, not die. You know. I don't know any better way to explain it. Also, I just love the dynamic between his and Tommy's character. It's great. It's perfect. It's great. I love it. let's see, Sam. I have thoughts about Sam's character that I don't fully know how to put into words. But it's basically, on one hand, you're like one of the few people who has actually like tried to protect Tommy and help him heal, but on the other hand, you helped the guy torture a guy in the jail that you were the warden of. I still think that that Dream killing him in prison, that was just kind of like, actually, you know what, the whole like several like week of streams we got where Dream and Sam were just in just those streams, excuse me, just those, were just nothing else, just those. It's like, I don't know how to explain my thoughts on those streams properly, but it's like Dream, who, again, see my entire rant a couple of minutes ago about him, is telling Sam that he's a bad person, which, I mean, like, technically you're not wrong, but, like, all I'm saying is Dream, you know? He's probably not the guy who should be saying that. Like, he's also done a whole lot of stuff. So it's sort of like, I like his character too, but like he, this guy also needs like a lot of like help. Like just, yeah. Let's see. Wilbur's character. When I think about him. Again, my thoughts are very complicated, but it's basically, this guy needs therapy. And he needs to talk with Tommy about the stuff that happened, like, you know, talk. Which, there seems to be this curse on the server where no one talks to each other. Unfortunately, don't know why, but there is. Yeah. Basically. I know that, like, canonically speaking, I don't think it's ever been confirmed or even really said that, like, Tommy actually is Wilbur's brother, but it's like, at this point, you know what, they basically might as well be brothers, let's be honest. Let's see. And this is sort of going into my feelings about, like, the last lore stream for the Crime Boys, which is, for those of you who don't know, that might be watching this in the future, is the duo name between Tommy and Wilbur, Crime Boys. Let's see. So in the last Crime Boys stream, it's sort of like they were good. Wilbur did good in some parts, but he did bad in a lot of others. Let me elaborate. Like, on one hand, I think it's good that we've finally gotten another character who is upset at what happened to Tommy and wishes, and like is angry at Dream for what he did. In my stream last night, I actually talked about gave my brief summary of that stream. Tommy told Wilbur about what happened in exile. Well, kind of, sort of. He didn't go into a whole lot of detail, but he did give Wilbur a pretty good gist of what happened. Wilbur got angry and decided that he wanted to, like, get back at Dream in some way and try to make it to where Tommy would be safe and where Dream wouldn't go after him anymore. Wilbur's way of doing this was to make Dream think that he had Tommy's actual discs, which Dream had stolen from Tommy before, and get him to burn the discs. With Tommy there, although I think that wasn't originally part of the plan, like, Tommy was supposed to leave as soon as Dream showed up, or at least immediately after the alarm was, you know, pressed or something, which didn't end up happening, unfortunately. When he did that, he and Tommy left, only for Wilbur to reveal to Tommy a couple of minutes later that those actually weren't his discs, and that Wilbur had actually given Dream fake ones. Now, obviously Wilbur, you know, made a few several mistakes there. Like, for one thing, Tommy is technically still not safe now, but if you think about it, Wilbur probably doesn't know that, at least completely. He pretty much put Tommy in a not great situation and all that. I think one of Tommy's quotes from that stream, which is like, you take things that are about me and you make them about you. I'm paraphrasing probably on that one, but like that's pretty much what he did. And yeah, so it's sort of like, I like Wilbur's character. I hope he has at least, it's kind of a happy ending at least. Like, he and Tommy make up about stuff, like they talk. And like, I think Wilbur's trying to wrap up his character's lore at the moment. Like, you've only got like a few more streams before like his lore ends. But, you know. Yeah. Excuse me. Trying to think of other characters I want to talk about. See, another one. Hey Matthew. Minecraft roleplay server. You know what was funny was I was actually about to end stream because I couldn't think of anything else to talk about. So Matthew, you know about those guys I watch on YouTube a whole lot? Like, you've seen me watch them while you were over here? You know those guys? Most of them are involved with this, and it's roleplay. There's story, there's lore to this. I'm not kidding. I actually did a stream last night where I just pretty much just summarized the whole lore to the best of my ability. It's 2.5 hours long. If you've got time to watch that for 2.5 hours. I was about to... Oh no. So did you just get here, or have you been here for a while and have just been hearing me talk about stuff you don't understand? Huh. Good to know. Oh, you just popped in. Okay, well, I was just going over my thoughts on some of the characters. Some of them great, some of them less great. But I can't think of other characters, like, none of them are coming to my mind for some reason, and I don't know why they are not coming to my mind. Also, fun fact, Matthew, this stuff has been going on for, about 2 years now. 2 whole years. Great. Well, like I said, I can't think of much else to talk about now. Other characters I want to talk about are just... Okay. Well, I guess have fun with whatever you're doing as well. It was nice seeing you. Well, bye. And I am also about to end the stream because I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. Well, it was nice seeing you guys here, and nice having at least one person here to ramble to about my opinions on Minecraft roleplay characters. Well, I'm gonna be back here tomorrow night, probably gonna attempt to do the same thing I did here, just hopefully there's gonna be more people who are gonna ask questions this time. But yeah. Yep, that's it for tonight. Goodbye, guys. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Goodbye.